Hey guys, welcome back to another one of my high Capa videos. We've had a few videos out of the high Capa action, so let's get straight back into some good build stuff. So this is the next episode in my LA Capa Customs JungleCat. So as you can see, we've got the grey JungleCat slide here, which I've kind of put a little bit of a build together around. Don't know if you can just see, kind of there's a little bit of a sheen on this slide. So we're going to do the lower half of this build on this video today. So I have already assembled some parts so as that I'm not kind of waffling on for too long as we're going, but I will explain what parts I'm using as I build this lower end of the Capa. So we're going to start off. This is a CowCow grip. I've bought this pre-stippled off someone. I did get it second hand, but it's in very, very good nick. And I really do like the grip, the stipple grip. Grip stipple. I like the finish on that. It's kind of like very small circles. It's nice and grippy. It doesn't feel kind of like abrasive in your hand, but also quite nice. So we're going to start off with that. It did come with the backing piece, and I've got some pieces to go in there as well. We've got the stock spring, which is going to go in there. I've got a leftover AM kind of plunger bit here. This came with a hammer set that I bought for my Battle Cat build and I didn't use, because I had one from the Nova setup, so I'm going to pop that in here because it's silver and it kind of goes with my build quite well. And then the little black plastic plunger bit that keeps it in, I'm just going to kind of line that up there. And we're going to get that popped in there first. So the way I like to do these is I'll just kind of put my thumb over where it's going to go, push down, all the way, drops itself in, comes back up, and that's leaning on there. So that's ready to go in. So I'm going to sit that to one side because that's kind of one of the last pieces we do when we do the lower half. As far as trigger and trigger ring goes, this is an AIP trigger ring. I've had a few problems with this. It seemed a bit too big for a standard TM grip, so I've kind of been biding my time with it for a grip which is a little less precise. And the CowCow has come in golden. This is a CowCow silver trigger as well. As you can see there, nice and loose on there, which I think is kind of good. Nice loose fit there, you can see. It wasn't a loose fit in the TM grip I had it in previously. So I've done a bit of switching around and now it's decided to get stuck. There we go. So that's nice and loose in there. So, you know, it's gonna perform really well for me. I quite like that in there. Very, very nice. So trigger is in. We will next move on to the mag release, just to hold that trigger bar in. Mag release is just the stock one. I don't see anything wrong with the stock mag release, so I'm just going to drop that in there. Obviously for mag releases as well, I run the primary adapter, so having a fancy mag release really isn't top of my priority list because I don't tend to use it. Apologies for the dodgy screwdriver as well. This is Old Faithful, it doesn't let me down. Drop that in there. I'm so careful when I do these. You see so many people who kind of take the heads off them. So that's nice, it's got a good amount of kick out there, and that trigger bar now isn't going anywhere. Nice and loose. So we're not going to need a lot of spring pressure on that. So that's the next bit on there. I suppose the next bit to bring in is the frame. Now the frame I have already kind of semi pre-assembled. I stripped this apart. You can see on there's some kind of rubbing marks. That's where I've been doing fitment with the slide to get it really nicely mated in. I'm using the stock, it's pretty much stock in here. I've taken it all apart, I've cleaned it, I've lubed it, I've put it back together. I'm not very good at doing these bits on camera, so I will likely swear as I do this, so apologies for that. So we're going to start building this back up. So there are quite a few stock pieces going back into this. Stock beaver tail, stock thumb safety for the time being as well. I don't mind these parts as stock, they're okay. And then what we just need to line up as well is I've got the AM safety spring fluger thing. Really do swear by these things. They provide such a nice tight fit on your safety. I don't really ever use my safeties anyway, so quite happy to have one of these slid in there. I know previously as well, in fact I think it might have been on the other build, on the Franken build, that they got stuck in here, but that is such a tough fit in there. I don't mind that being tough in there. So let's do that. Let's put this together a little bit. And here is where everyone gets a really good laugh at this complete muppet trying to put his pistol together. There's going to be something I've done wrong, or why the safety won't go in properly or something. I don't profess to be an absolute expert with these things. I'm very aware I'm absolutely not, and I wish you could see my face off camera as well, because the tongue is all the way out for concentration face. So that's in there. You can just see the little triangle. You probably won't see that, but you can see the triangle where this thing goes together. And then it's just a case of lining up everything in here, waiting for the stars to align. We can gently move some of these pieces out of the way if you're not using a magnetic screwdriver like I am. That's pretty clear. We'll see if we can drop this safety in. And then what I like to use to get that spring out of the way is an Allen key. Very thin, long Allen key, and what I do is I just loop it in, pull that spring back, and pray that I don't let go of it too early, because it will go flying. So that's not quite lined up. Tweak it up a little bit more. Just going to move that out of the way and just find out why that's not. There we go. Click, click. They're together. Safety's down. We're good. So we're in. So what I'm going to do now is just release that hammer up, and then I can get some kind of movement on there. There we go. So that's the bit that I was really dreading doing on camera with you, because that bit never goes right. So what I have just noticed, I have mislaid the screw which goes down through here, so I'll find that in a second. So the next bit I like to do at this point now is I'll put the grip on. Put the grip on, it is just slide straight on like that. I've not actually had this set up together yet. That's quite nice. Looking quite nice there. These gold match frames do just look the bee's knees, I think. So what I'm going to do now at this point, to take some of the strain off of effectively kind of the spring, the mechanism here, and hold everything nice, I'm just going to put these grip screws in on the sides. So I'm going to get an Allen key. So again, these are stock parts, and these are stock parts at the moment because I don't see the point in paying what is currently a tenner odd to swap out a stock part for another part which is going to look pretty similar. When this is in my hand, I'm going to be shooting it, so you're probably not going to see these. So they are just a cosmetic, and at the moment I don't really want to spend too much on a cosmetic part. So we'll just do that to there. Keep that hammer up. And then we can hold that together there like that. And I can see there that that frame is just pushing away from the grip. And that's because it's a CowCow grip. And, you know, the tolerances aren't going to be absolutely like what a TM is or an AM is. So just hold it together that little bit tighter. Just hand tight like that. Starting to look quite nice. This is kind of the keeping the silver match dream alive somewhat. So let's have that out there. That's the stick thing. And then next bit is going to be, of course, the leaf spring, or the sear spring, or whatever you want to call it. Now, using a magnetic screwdriver isn't helping me here. So I normally like doing these from kind of an upside down position, because you can just flick the bits in the right direction. Try again. Okay. That's there, that's good. Get that spring. So this is the TM one. I do have an AM one, but it does feel a little bit weak. Not so sure on it. It's a very soft trigger action, and I'm kind of waiting for the right pistol to put the AM spring into. The AM spring is kind of a more expensive option, but it's cheaper than the CowCow one, and it always makes me wonder why it's cheaper than another brand. So that's in. So the next thing to go in now is going to be the hammer pad. So I'm going to slide that up. I do love the stippling on this, and then we're just going to make sure that hammer strut drops into place. Which is, there we go, it was being a pig. Ooh, there we go, that's in. So I just need a placeholder for now. Or volunteered Allen key. I quite like the look of that. What do you think so far? So I know the silvers aren't quite right. This is more of a brushed and these are more of kind of a chrome finish. And as the rest of this build on kind of folds, you'll see why it's kind of not the end of the world. But what we're going to do now is we're going to put some finishing touches down here. Oh yeah, we've got the CowCow match grade Magwell, and this is only this. So this is my 5th pistol, and this is only the 2nd Magwell where I've not bought one of the STI style ones, and that is a big wide boy. That was what I wanted for this, something kind of big. I want to use the word flamboyant. That's probably the wrong word to use, but it's big and flamboyant. So this has come with the pin. Nice double-ended steel pin there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line this up, retake this with my thumb. Ooh, there we go. And then I have done a bit of a test fit on here, so I know it will go on with a little shove. He says little shove. Now we're on camera, it needs a big shove. 1, 2, 3. It's on. If I can be bothered when I edit, I'll slow that down so it doesn't look like I just twatted it one. And then let go of that there. So that needs a little bit of fitment just on the front. We've got a tiny bit of wobble. That will wind me off the clock. But it's absolutely fine because right now we're just going to get the video over and done with. So I really like that so far. Should we have a moment of truth? Oh yeah. See how that feels? Okay. Okay, that's quite a nice action. I quite like that. I love the look of that. It's just looking fly. Oh yeah, look at that. And there we go. So that is the bottom half of this build so far. So what I'm going to do now to finish this video out and give you a little bit of a sneak peek of where my mind has been going with my JungleCat build. I'm just going to slide the JungleCat on here. I am having some weird getting it on problems there with that. And look at that there. That's not a terrible looking pistol, I don't think. I'm going to just drop that. And then pull that back onto there. What do we think to that, guys? Let me know down in the comments. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to end this video, and this was the lower half build of my JungleCat. You can see kind of how it's going to go together now and kind of the colour scheming that we're going with. So we've got this nice grey top, which the light on my ring light here is kind of throwing out a little bit. It is really quite grey, if I kind of hide some yellows there. We've got obviously the black, and then we've got the silver. We're not really too fussed whether it's brushed silver or whether it's a kind of chrome silver. I like it. Like I say, please do let me know in the comments section how you feel about my ongoing JungleCat build. Please do hit that like button. Please do also hit that subscribe button, because the next video, believe it or not, is going to be the top end I'm working on the slide. Thank you very much, guys, and I will catch you in the next one.